What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke, episode 245, I think. But anyway, let's just jump into it. Just before we do jump straight into it, of course, follow me on all my social media accounts. They'll be popping up down below. Always active on Instagram, always active on Twitter as well. A little bit too active, some would say, but it is what it is. Let's just jump into this review. There's not much else to say. So this is the part where I talk a little bit about the game and break it down a little bit and stuff. But look, if you caught me on my Instagram live at halftime and then at the end of the game, there was a lot of disappointment, a lot of anger. This game was one that we needed to win. I know that it would have been a band-aid over an earthquake. I've used that analogy a lot of times. But we still needed to win, and this was a good chance of doing it. Most of those Gold Coast kids hasn't even played on the MCG. We had more experience in them going in as well. We had a couple of good ins. All in all, on paper, it looked like we should have won by, anywhere between 15 to 35 points. And on Instagram and on Instagram Live, I threw out the word heartless a little bit. And to a point, I can see how that does make sense. I can see how the performance was heartless. But I think more so, it was just that it just looked like there was just no pride in the jumper, in the game plan, and in the way we went about it. Lots of dropped heads, lots of no second efforts from senior players and stuff like that. The only guys that were showing a lot were the young players, and that makes sense. They want to stay, in the team and stuff like that. We debuted Caleb Poulter. He's going to be a cracking kid, his first game, so he should stay in the team for the Kangaroos game. But the Suns we made the Suns look like the Rolls Royce of football, and it wasn't on. It absolutely wasn't on. There were Collingwood supporters leaving at three-quarter time and stuff like that. 5 losses in a row. It's a crazy time to be a Collingwood supporter. In the first quarter, we looked a little bit off already. We were a little bit slow coming out of the blocks. They kicked the first goal in 15 seconds, but it was neck and neck in that first quarter. Fine. That stuff happens. Second quarter, we didn't kick a goal. The Suns kicked 4 goals in that second quarter and 5 goals on the trot. And that's not on. That is not on. For a team that boasts Darcy Moore, albeit he's playing forward at the moment, but, Darcy Moore, and a half decent backline, and who we've had such a great defensive side. That's just, and then just not getting your touches of the ball and not kicking a goal in a quarter doesn't win you a lot of games. And then third quarter we kicked 3 goals, and then we kicked 2 goals in the last quarter while Suns go on and kick 4 goals. So it was all the Suns game. There was no sense of direction. There was no sense of us getting ourselves back into this game. Albeit, even though we absolutely got trounced, there was a bit to like about the game itself. Or maybe not about the game, maybe about certain players. I think that was one of Brody Mychek's best games for us. 24 disposals, 20 kicks, 4 goals, 2, so he could have had 6 goals, 12 marks, a tackle. One of his best games for us, and he kicked, I think, about, 6, 12, 18, 24, 26, 52. He kicked pretty much half of our score, which is crazy, but he's just a good player, and we saw him the other week. He kicked more behinds than he did goals. You can see what he can do when he does have 1, good delivery, and 2, a little bit of confidence. Another guy that I absolutely love, and I talk about him all the time, is Beau McCreary. He only kicked 1 point the other day, but 28 pressure acts was the highest on the ground, and only Josh Thomas with 23 made up the top 10 of high pressure acts in the game for us anyway. Beau goes about it like a player possessed on wanting to keep his spot in the team. And look, he's not going to kick 2, 3, or 4 goals every single game. He'll probably be good for a goal a game or 2 goals a game sometimes. But that defending and that intent on wanting to just absolutely just chase the ball carrier, put in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth efforts is second to none. And he's only in his fourth game or third or fourth game. A lot of senior players can take a leaf out of his book because that is the player that we want to model our game on, especially in our attacking 50. I think Josh Dacos had a really good game as well, playing predominantly that on-ball sort of midfielder role, which Buckley thought he didn't want to put him in the first few weeks, and now I think he's had 2 or 3 week block in the guts. Absolutely love him in there. Yes, he plays good on the wing as well. So between the wing and in the guts, I think that is where he goes. When Taylor Adam comes back, you think he doesn't get a run that much in the guts, more on the wing. But at the moment, Joshie Dacos in the middle, chef kiss. Couple of dislikes. So there doesn't seem to be any game plan whatsoever. I've mentioned this before. There hasn't been signs of a game plan for so long, and look, that might just be the outside looking in, and obviously they're going to have some sort of game plan. I just can't see it. Maybe I'm just too dumb to see it. But from where I sit, I just can't see it at all. So I definitely dislike that. Darcy Moore. I'm going to make a bit of more of a video later on this week. The experiment's done. I love him as a forward. I wish, he could have better delivery, kick 3 or 4 goals a game. But it's not going to happen because we're shithouse going forward. You have to send him down back. Maybe send Mark Keane up forward, but you have to send him down back. Jordan De Goey, what the hell is going on with Jordan De Goey? Look, it's 2 weeks since he got concussed, so he's going to be a little bit rusty. So you can kind of give him this week to just lay back. Next week against the Roos, he has to kick 3 or 4 goals, or he has to have 30 disposals and 12 clearances, or he has to have 11 tackles. He has to do something miraculous to keep his spot in the team. Otherwise, I don't give a fuck if you're on $1.5 million a year. If you're playing fucking shithouse, you go into the VFL and you earn it. Your name doesn't earn you a place on the team sheet. Your name doesn't earn you a place on the team sheet. You have to earn it with your skill, with your work ethic. So if he doesn't put in a good performance against the Roos, drop him, bring in some guy that wants to do the work, and get him to work up towards that spot again. So now let's look at some stats. So now we're going to be looking at some stats for this segment. And look, disposals plus 33 to the Suns. Kicks, they were plus 42. Handballs, we had more. Inside 50s, they had more. Hitouts, 50 to 14, obviously in favour of us. Clearances, 37 to 31. So we did win clearances, but 50 hitouts to 14 is just, the fuck is going on? I'm pretty sure Grundy got the first hitout in that before their first goal. It's just crazy. And look, 98 marks Collingwood, 146 marks to Gold Coast. And if you remember from my preview, I said Gold Coast are their number 1 team in marking and kicking and controlling possession. That's exactly what they did. They're pretty much plus 50 in marks around the ground. And look, tackles, they were plus 7. So it's damning. We haven't won a lot of stats recently, and it shows. It shows. It's something major has to change, especially in the middle. Is it the midfield coach? Is it the assistants or something? Because something needs to change and it needs to happen quickly. We're not playing finals this year. I can guarantee you that. 1-6, and it's not even but there's a lot of people that started 6-0 or 0-6 or 1-6 that made finals. Okay, cool, but we don't have a game plan that's going to win us games. That's the full stop. Look, this was pretty much a subdued review. There is light at the end of the tunnel. These young kids coming through, Finlay, Jay Rantel, I know he was a sub. That's a whole nother video. Caleb Poulter. Oh, God, let me just tell you, Nathan Murphy. Absolutely love the way this kid goes about it. Putting his body on the line. I think he's only played 6 games, maybe. Puts his body on the line. He's Jeremy Howe's successor. That mark going back with the flight of the ball, Rewald-esque. I love this kid, gives 110%, and that's it. He stays in the team for the whole season for me. Absolutely love the way he goes about it. And again, someone that the team can take a leaf out of the book from. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on what you think happened, what you thought of the game. I'd love to know all your thoughts. Leave them down below. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. Tay family, Tay friends, Tay pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.